For the 20-second problem on the second ACT practice test, the diameter d centimeters of the metal poles good pole manufacturing produces must satisfy the inequality. The absolute value of d minus 3 is less than or equal to 0.001. What is the maximum diameter in centimeters such a metal pole may have? So let's first rewrite our inequality down here. So we have the absolute value of d minus 3 is less than or equal to 0.001. And the way that I typically solve absolute value inequalities like this is to separate this into two separate parts. So the reason I do that is because if we put in a d value bigger than 3 or equal to 3, then these absolute value bars don't really make any difference, right? If I put in 4 for d, then 4 minus 3 is positive 1, and the absolute value bars wouldn't change that. But if I put in a d value that's less than 3, like let's say 2 minus 3 is negative 1, then for that case, the absolute value bars flip it to a positive value. So we have to consider both of those separate scenarios. So let's write that down. The first scenario, that's where this d minus 3, where this is positive. Or in other words, this is for d values bigger than or equal to 3. And we have less than or equal to 0.001. And for our second case, where this d minus 3, where this ends up being a negative value, and the absolute value bars flip it. So this is less than or equal to 0.001. So once you have both of these cases set up, now we can solve the inequalities for d. And the most important thing to remember with inequalities is that if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to remember to flip the signs. So with this first one here, let's just add 3 to each side. So we have that d is less than or equal to 3.001. And for the second case, first we have to multiply each side by negative 1. So d minus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 0.001. So here we flip the sign because we multiplied by a negative number. And then adding positive 3 to each side, we have that d is greater than or equal to 2.999. And if you're uncomfortable doing this kind of addition in your head, I highly recommend just using a calculator. So we can combine these two statements now, that d is less than or equal to 3.001, but it's also bigger than or equal to 2.999. So this is the relationship that we're looking for involving d. And let's go back up to our question. What is the maximum diameter in centimeters such a metal pole may have? So the maximum, or the largest value that d can take on, would be this 3.001. And that, you can see, is this choice letter K here.